Welcome to the 10th week of the In Times Like These recap. Now let's get into this. Starting with our favorite drug dealer Zeke, who is met by Devontae Torres outside of the apartment complex he and Quinlan live in. And Devontae wants to know why Zeke is still with Nichelle, when he was informed that Devontae is associated with the big boss, aka Adaku, to break up with her. Zeke tells Devontae that he cares for Nichelle, which Devontae doesn't buy, so he decides to buy Zeke out of Nichelle's life. Zeke tells Devontae that Nichelle's love isn't something that can be bought with or bought out of, telling Devontae that if he can't bring himself to forbid Nichelle from seeing him, then he won't let Nichelle go. This angers Devontae, who vows to do whatever it takes to keep Zeke out of Nichelle's life. Since we're talking about Nichelle, she overhears Yulissa making herself throw up in the bathroom. This worries Nichelle, and since Yulissa showed no signs of being sick, Nichelle asks her sister if she threw up on purpose. Even though Yulissa denies it, Nichelle points out the signs: fainting, leaving right after dinner, and looking tired all of the time. Yulissa tells Nichelle how she has no idea what she's talking about, leaving Nichelle worried about her younger sister. At the Dorval estate, JJ asks Vanessa if she had anything to do with Keeve not being allowed to hang out at the house. Keeve shouldn't be allowed at the house because he's a creeper, but sadly none of them know that. Even after Vanessa denies any involvement, the voice in JJ's head tells him that his older sister is lying. He goes off on her, then Jeremiah and Shelly arrive, ensuring JJ that Vanessa had no influence on their decision to keep Keeve out of the house. When JJ and Vanessa leave, Shelly suggests to Jeremiah that JJ might need counseling. Jeremiah tells Shelly how JJ might not need counseling, assuming that he's just going through this teenage phase and to see how he's doing once the lawsuit with Isidore is over. Harley Drake arrives at the Russo estate, claiming that she wants to apologize for her surprise appearance at the scholarship event, but the Russos aren't buying it. She's given the chance to explain, speaking on how she was upset to know that Isidore would be praised for his supposed generosity with the nursing scholarship when he hurt her by divorcing her and taking full custody of Alan after the divorce. The Russos feel like Harley was playing her tiny violin and kick her to the curb, but Harley reminds them how she'll be in their lives forever. After she leaves, Isidore is alone with Heidi, asking if she had any knowledge about Harley returning to Valley Park. Heidi denies having any knowledge, but Isidore really doesn't care, and he reveals that he knows about her affair with Finnegan. Isidore shows Heidi the proof of her affair with Finnegan. To prevent the affair from being exposed, Isidore asks Heidi to betray her husband Gianni, since that's something she's used to, and tell the entire family how Gianni called Harley to crash the scholarship event. Isabel Torres, who is having those nightmares again, is met by the mysterious young man. He tells Isabel how surprised he is that she still doesn't recognize him after her previous nightmare showed blood pouring out of his body, telling Isabel that she took his life. Isabel is adamant that she never took anyone's life. Then the young man proceeds to inform her that he is Isidore's son. But wait, Isidore only has one son, and that's Alan. Well, the young man reminds Isabel that Isidore could have had another son if she hadn't terminated the pregnancy to protect her marriage, even though her husband was unfaithful to her. It's also revealed that when Elvira was alive, she knew that Isidore and Isabel had a one-night stand even though they were both with different people at the time. That's when she wakes up from her nightmare, confronted with her past, and Isidore has no idea to this day. Heidi calls Finnegan to inform him about how Isidore knows about them and his request to have her expose Gianni's dirty deeds with Harley to the entire family. Finnegan tells Heidi to do what Isidore wants, since going against Gianni will unleash his fury. Heidi tells Finnegan that she doesn't want to go through with it. Finnegan expresses how he also doesn't want to go through with losing his position as police commissioner, telling Heidi that he'd rather have her husband get angry at her while he goes scot-free. Quinlan arrives at Ben's condo asking if he has any updates about Terry. He reveals that he doesn't and is still trying to figure out how she knew his great-grandparents personally. Quinlan suggests that Terry might have been his great-grandparents' doctor when they were still alive. This is when Ben remembers how healthy his great-grandfather Dante was before he suddenly passed away. Since it was believed that Dante passed away of a heart attack, Quinlan states that it's possible no foul play was done since Dante was an older man. Ben decides to look into whether Terry was the doctor of his great-grandparents. Most of all, he plans to figure out why she kept it to herself. Ben informs Wanda how Isidore's bedroom is bugged. He also informs Wanda how he had the room bugged in order to help Udell prove that Isidore set Jeremiah up. When Ben asks Wanda if she'll inform Udell that she received AI videos of Elvira, she expresses how she feels like she no longer needs to since she hasn't gotten any more messages and worries that Udell would blame her for the catastrophe which occurred at the runway. She also reveals how the board is putting pressure on her to figure out who has been sabotaging her and that they're sympathetic towards Isidore and Alan since Wanda slapped Alan and made it viral. At the house, Wanda is in for a surprise since she stumbles across an unwrapped condom on the living room floor. That's pretty awkward. Udell enters and Wanda asks her husband if she knows why a condom is laying on their living room floor. He's adamant that the condom doesn't belong to him. Since it doesn't belong to Wanda, since it doesn't belong to Udell, Wanda is aware that another individual lives in the house, and that's their 14-year-old daughter Yvette. Wanda starts freaking out at the very thought that her daughter could be doing the nasty so young. Yvette walks up to her parents and they, mostly Wanda, grills her about who she had over. Yvette reveals that Max Russo came over, which angers Wanda and Udell even more because of the bad blood between their family. Feeling nervous after feeling her parents' fury, mostly Wanda's, Yvette tells her parents that what she and Max had was not consensual and that he forced himself on her. At first, Wanda wonders if Yvette just said that because she got caught. Udell gives Yvette the chance to tell her side of things. Yvette admits to ordering the condom, but claims that Max coerced her to hook up with him because of her reputation, telling them how she only has that reputation because of the inappropriate AI image of Wanda. But we all know that's not the case. She goes on to tell her parents that she changed her mind, but Max still decided to have his way with her, asking her parents to believe her. The police arrived at the Russo estate to question Max since Yvette has made a complaint of him forcing himself on her. Can't get enough of the crazy world of In Times Like These? Then treat yourself to a binge watch of In Times Like These. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You're not ready for what's to come, but tune in anyways.